3 years down the line is about as much as what I can hope for at the moment.
Well, it's pretty much ruined our family.
There is no cure. I run a small building business, little extensions and things like that, and work for housing associations converting large houses into flats, basically, that's it. About 18 months ago, I just had some pains in my chest. I went round the doctor's. He thought I'd pulled a muscle, but 2 or 3 weeks later it's still the same. I went up to the hospital to have a chest x-ray. They popped me up to Guy's. I was in hospital for 3 days. They take a little sample from inside your lung. Went back and he said, "You've got mesothelioma." I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's lung cancer that forms in between the line of your lung." So I said, "Oh," he said, "What's the treatment?" He said, "Well, there's very little treatment." He said, "It's terminal, really." So I said, "Well, blimey." Well, if I'd have known about it when I was a teenager when I first used asbestos, there's only a small time, it's only maybe once or twice a year. Obviously I would have put a mask on, or I would have refused to use it, but I knew nothing about it then, nothing at all. It's taken away 85% of what I used to do, really. So I've been in hospital for probably 3 months. I've gone through quite a lot of pain, and my life has been cut short. If I'm very lucky, I say I've got 3 years left, it may not be that long, it may be a year.
Well, mesothelioma is, for many people, a hard word to say, and it's a disease that many people have never heard of, but it doesn't mean it's not a major healthcare problem. And we're in the middle of an epidemic here in the United Kingdom, and over the next 5 to 6 years we're expecting that epidemic to peak, with more people dying of asbestos-related disease than of road traffic accidents. So this is a major issue, and it affects young people across the country. So the asbestos fibre, and it's a mineral which comes out of the ground as a fibre, is very tiny, and that is the trouble. This is a mineral that can form a dust and enter the lungs, and because of its very tiny diameter can penetrate very deeply into the lungs. So I think younger people working in trades which could potentially expose them to asbestos need to remember that this is not an old man's story, and asbestos is still ubiquitous in buildings constructed really right up until the end of the last century, of the 20th century.